What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Chris Kiefer. We're at Glen Helen Raceway today. Sorry for lagging on some content lately, but we've been busy with some amateur racing. We're back here on the West Coast for a couple weeks, and we have a KTM 350 SXF modified by XPR, and then another modified YZ450F done by XPR as well. Wanted to give you guys some lap time, some heart rate data, see which one I'm faster on, because you guys ask me a lot. I am a hypocrite because I talk about how much I like a 350, but I always race this thing. So I go, why not go to the fastest track in Southern California, see what my lap times are, and see how much, if there is a disadvantage on this 350 SXF. Rundown on the orange bike here. KYB, inserts, REP suspension, stock shock with valved, left the stock linkage on there, FMF 4.1, Aiden, come on around here, check this out. XPR Dual Injector and some headwork, stock piston, stock cam. Otherwise, that's all I would want to do because I rode this thing and it is fast. We'll talk about that, the differences here in a minute. On the Yamaha, we have Enzo suspension, KYB, spring fork. We have an Akrapovic muffler, FCP chassis mounts, engine mounts, and then races. And then obviously I'm on stock gearing, and then works connection offset mounts. That's just for my cockpit. And then an XPR tuned Vortex ECU. Both of these are running on VPT4. So what am I faster on? You guys been asking me this a long time ago for about, I don't know, 2 years. And I've been wondering the same thing because I feel as fast on a KTM, sometimes more on that versus a YZ. So a couple weeks in the making here. I've been coming back here. This is the second day we've been here. So average lap time in a 20-minute moto on the 350 is a 2:03.15. Average lap time on a 20-minute moto on the 450 is 2:02.1. So a little over a second faster on the Yamaha. Fastest time on the 350 was a 2:02.9, and then the fastest time on a 450 a 2:01.1. So look, a little bit faster on the 450. That's not surprising. If you guys are asking me which one do I have more fun on, probably the 350. Very exciting power, lots of pulling power with this dual injector. Holy crap, man, you have a ton of low end. It pulls forever. You can use third gear like a 450. It spools up quick. It feels light. At times when I'm coming out of a corner, it feels faster than this YZ450 without the heaviness. So there is a lot of upside to having this KTM 350. And we're at a fast track, not a tight track. So imagine being at a tight, ruddy track, having a light feeling, having that power. We're gonna go back east and really test these to back to see which one I feel like I'm faster on, and then look at the lap times and see the differences between out here in Southern California versus back east. So look for that YouTube content coming up here shortly. We're going back to Georgia next week, and we're gonna do some more of that. But where the YZ450F just simply feels better is chassis and going up the hills. This feels a little bit stiffer, more edgier on the edge of tire, and when I say edgier, it just feels stiffer and a little bit more deflection on the KTM chassis versus the Yamaha chassis with the things I've done. If it was mine and I'm going racing, I probably would put FCP race cups on there, kick this thing out a little bit, and put some mounts on it and really calm the chassis down, because I've tried that on a separate bike and it really does calm the chassis down on that new style 23 and up KTM steel frame. Look at the Yamaha is not all cotton candy and pink lemonade either. It is stiffer, it is edgy on the edge of tire in stock form, but that's why we put the mounts and the races on, and then it really does calm this YZ450F down. With the Vortex on the YZ450, it is very smooth, very linear, and that's the reason why I chose this thing. So in stock form, it's too snappy. It's too much bike for me, especially at the red lens. I told you guys I was a hypocrite, and I'm here to admit it. Like, I use a YZ450F at the red lens. It's tight, it's ready. I should be on this thing, especially now that I've ridden it and see how much excitement there is. And now the proof is in the pudding. It's only a little over a second slower on this thing on a very fast track. So I can imagine what it's gonna be like on a tighter track, which we'll head back to Georgia here soon. But nonetheless, the dual injector is unbelievable on a KTM 350. If you're looking for more low end and you love a 350, look at the XPR Dual Injector. It just gives you more low end, it gives you more snap, it gives you more torque, it gives you more pulling power. And sometimes, at times, it almost feels like it's a little bit too much. If I'm not in the right position and I'm coming out of a corner and I hammer it down, man, this thing gets up in the RPMs really quick, so you got to be careful. But man, it is fun to ride, and I like that I can run third gear and be lazy with it. So that's the benefit of running a little bit of fuel, having a Vortex with this dual injector. I forgot to mention that with the dual injector kit comes a Vortex, so there's just a lot of power there. I think the next step for me is going stock to stock YZ450, stock KTM 350, and see where we're at there. But I wanted to build these bikes on how I would go race it. Right now, I would go race this, and me and my son, we did a race last year on a KTM 350. I had a great time, and the long start at Glen Helen, you guys know that's a long start, and I pulled whole shot on 350 against other 450, so it's powerful enough to get the start. So I just got to get that in my brain, because I think my ego gets in the way at times, and I feel like I need a 450 to get the start. But obviously, Shorty, Brownie, they're on 350s at Loretta's. They're proving me wrong, so we're gonna look harder into that, going to Georgia here in a couple weeks. We're gonna get some lap times going on the 350 against the Yamaha and see where we're at. But nonetheless, man, we're only a little over a second slower on this thing, and but I have more fun. Honestly, when I ride this versus that, this is way more fun for me, just because of how exciting the power is. This is home for me because I feel like I'm comfortable, I know what it's gonna do, and I know I have the power there when I'm fresh. The heart rate thing, I have that data as well. So what's crazy to me is on my Lit Pro with my heart rate monitor, I can look at my heart rate. Even though I gotta ride this a little bit harder, my heart rate on a 20-minute moto averages 178. My heart rate when I average this thing in a 20-minute, it's 182. So not that much more, but it is more on the 450 versus the 350. So that tells me I'm trying harder and using more energy on the Yamaha than I am the KTM 350. All signs point to me to ride this thing. I'm an idiot. So we're gonna ride this thing more as promised, and give you some more information on the KTM 350. If you have any questions, chris@KieferInkTesting.com. I'll give you some more information about the 350 or the Yamaha. 2026 is coming up really quick. We're gonna get the new 350 and the new Yamaha, which is all new. The 350 is not all new, it's the same bike. We're gonna compare more back in Georgia, so stay tuned. And again, if you're part of the Church of 350 and you want a little bit more power, really look into this dual injector with a muffler and a Vortex, and run a little bit of T4, and you're gonna get a lot more horsepower. And I feel like you guys out there that have a 350 that need a little bit more will not be bitching about not having enough power after you ride this sucker right here. So stay tuned for more content here on the YouTube channel. As always, we are here to help you guys, the customer, the viewer, and that's why we built this thing, to help you guys out and to give you some more information. And it's fun to do all this data. So check us out, KieferInkTesting.com. That's the website, and we'll put this up in written form up on my website with more data up there. So check that out here shortly, and we'll be back here shortly with more content on the YouTube channel. See you guys later.